I'm here with Ramiro Restrepo, following up Mage with Ferocious. Got to be a super special thing for you. Winning the Kentucky Derby, unbelievable win. Now coming right back with a horse like Ferocious, who's one of the contenders for the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And let's face it, the Kentucky Derby is in the back of everybody's mind who's got a 2-year-old like Ferocious. So what's it like following up a horse like Mage with a horse like Ferocious?
Jonathan, first of all, thanks for having me on for the interview. Appreciate the time. Look, it's a dream come true, obviously, to have what happened to us with Mage, but at the same time, you have to just move forward and work as hard as ever. That's the most important thing. It's just a testament to our job that we do at the sales, and Gustavo and his training crew, the effort that we're putting forth and collecting a group of horses that can take us to some amazing places. Mage was a blessing, and it's opened up so many doors and opportunities for us, and now it's about taking those opportunities and moving forward. We bought this horse with some great clients and partners in March. I found him at the Ocala sale up there, and right off the bat, he's proven a return on our purchase. So it's just a blessing, and just got to keep working at it, Jonathan. Hopefully we can keep it going.
And I know you're working. You found him at the Ocala sale, but I notice you're all over the world now. I see you going to the sales in France, Ireland, England, scouting for horses everywhere. I assume turf horses over there, but it's kind of going outside the box. Most of the American bloodstock agents, I notice, frequent the American sales and use other people to find horses over there, but you're actually going over there and going outside the box. Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. Growing up, I read, when I was 12 years old, my uncle gave me a book, Dick Francis, is A Jockey's Life, The Life of Lester Piggott, and at 12 years old, you're reading about all these famous European horses and all those big races in England, France, Ireland, around the world, and that just struck a chord with me to follow European racing and the European bloodlines as a kid. Became a big fan of racing over there, and you combine that with, looking at some American agents like Alex Solis and Jason Lidd and Deuce Greathouse that were going over there, and I kind of was like, man, if they're doing it, I would love that opportunity too, and started looking into traveling overseas, and the sales companies, Tattersalls, Goffs, Arcana, they're so great in helping you get over there and welcoming and kind of helping out with the buying process to getting you over there, getting you comfortable. The world is just getting so contracted. You could really reach out at arm's length, have an impact on any bloodstock market, and being able to make deals and buy racehorses and bring them overseas. American racing, turf racing is on the come. The popularity, how even the races are, the prize money's on the way up. A lot of people were buying privately over there. Now they can buy at the sales and bring them over here and put them through your program. So just, I'm a fan of racing first and a horse player second, and being able to combine all that together now as a career as a bloodstock agent and be able to have success on and off the racetrack just gives you the confidence to keep on going. I don't have wife or kids. I just have a great time, and for myself, travel is the ultimate gift of life. It's worth more than any material item. So being able to combine horse racing and travel and being able to see those other markets and other places, and it's just been a dream come true, and thanks to partners and clients alike, we've been able to play in those bloodstock areas.
Now, when Ferocious broke his maiden, it was at Saratoga. We know Saratoga is that meet that everybody wants to win at, especially with a 2-year-old and a maiden. All the strong outfits, all the powerhouse outfits point for that meet. Ferocious breaks his maiden there, and what was that like for you, following up a horse like Mage and then seeing Ferocious actually do it? Obviously, he showed you a lot. You selected him. High hopes, high expectations. But he goes on the track and he delivers and gets it done. What was that like when he was opening up in the stretch and you knew he was going to break his maiden at Saratoga that way?
Well, it was like part relief, a lot of joy, and a lot of confidence that the horse is giving you and oneself that you made the right pick. It's probably the first time we were able to acquire a horse of that caliber, monetarily speaking. You know, he was at the proverbial #1 overall pick in the draft. He cost $1.3 million. I mean, there are a lot of obvious reasons: his physical, his bloodlines, his workout was spectacular, and his demeanor, a lot of class. So, you know, obviously you put all those ingredients in there and you're hoping that he can deliver in the afternoon. So for him to be able to put it all together, it's a vindication in your judgment, and gives you the confidence that, you know, you can play ball at different levels, and at the same time the joy of winning a race, brother. There's nothing like it, you know. And like you said, at Saratoga, a place that I've missed maybe 2 meets in my life while on this earth. I mean, I was even at Saratoga in my mom's belly, so it's a super special place, and to win on a high-profile maiden on a weighty day, a lot of eyeballs on you. It's just a big vote of confidence that the horse gives you, and it's a common theme. But, you know, racing is built on dreams, and that's why we do it. So it's just another dream come true.
Maybe that's why we get along so good, because I was at Saratoga in my mom's belly as well. So we got that in common. You know, last time out, I thought Ferocious was up against it. You know, he was on a speed kind of track. He got beat by who's likely going to be the favorite or co-favorite in the Juvenile. It looked to me like the kind of race he would get a lot out of. What is it going to take to turn the tables on East Avenue and actually get the win on Friday?
Right. Look, he's a colt that's overcome quite a bit every race. Even in his lessons, they were more lessons. You know, I don't think he's had an ideal perfect trip yet. In his maiden, he broke slow, rushed up, and drew off. Second start, he threw a shoe, felt the left-handed stick for the first time and shied away a little bit from it, yet re-rallied after dropping back to fourth in the stretch. And then last time out, you know, he reared up in the gate twice. The second time he actually bumped his head and threw the jockey off, and then was affected for about 10 to 12 strides, was losing his hind end action and bumped all along the rail. You know, they're not excuses, they're just facts that happen in racing. You know, you just chalk it up. You know, unfortunately in our sport, it's not like baseball or football where you have another down, you know,
right.
Or in baseball you see 6-7 pitches, you strike out, but you got an next at bat. In our business, we got to wait a month to imply those lessons learned in the previous start. So, you know, it's just kind of the results. Still no shame running second in 2 grade 1s, but a lot of lessons and a lot of things that can go into his kitty of experience, you know. And as these horses get older and start running in other jurisdictions, other racetracks, and facing new competition, having had those experiences will only help him in the long run. Hopefully we can get a nice outside post. I mean, that's what we're gunning for, and there seems to be a lot of speed signed on to this race, which will allow him to settle just behind the leaders and make a nice move. You know, every race he's had to be put into the race on the engine forcefully. We've never been able to just let him relax and get into his own cadence. It's always been like on the go, either making up a bad start or making up an unfortunate trip, but it's just part of racing. So hopefully this is 4 times the charm for us here, because I know he's talented, and at this level, you know, 90% of the physicality, these horses are all going to be on the same level of talent. You need that 10% of trip and rising up to the occasion on a big day, and hopefully he puts it all together for this one. But we know the talent's there. I'm looking for hopefully a very long career with this horse. And yeah, the Derby is something that could be for early 2025, but we're also looking beyond. You know, he's a colt by Flatter, a deep Juddmonte family. You're expecting them to go 2 turns.
I know you love that Juddmonte female side.
Man,
I always
all class, man. You know, for Prince Khaled in his day to start up in the late 70s, early 80s, and, you know, buy all these mares and cultivate these families. And I mean, imagine being an owner and you can say that Enable, Frankel, and Arrogate are 3 of your most amazing horses,
right.
And it goes on and on and on. I mean, it's one of the most admirable organizations that I've ever been in racing. And
Toussaint, just so many you can go back. Yeah,
the list goes. Tate's. I mean, it goes on, and Tate's Creek, and it just goes on and on and on. And to have that in one of your horses is quite special. So I can only assume him getting better as time goes on, and he's doing really, really well. So we're pumped for a big effort.
Last question, and I ask you this really because I know you're a student and a historian of the sport, and you mentioned Kentucky Derby, and it's got to be on your mind with a 2-year-old like Ferocious. It just can't not be. We know that, okay? Not a lot of juvenile winners have gone on to win the Derby. What is your take on that? Is it that they got to get too cranked up early, and then can't come back? Is it just one of those things? I mean, what's your take on it?
You're getting, what is it, 17,000 to 25,000 babies a year if you want to go back a few years, and horses develop at different times, of course, and to have a horse like a Chief's Crown or like a Street Sense that showed up as a 2-year-old and kept on going in the Breeders' Cup, and then kept on going in the classics per se, not just the Derby. It's what everyone dreams of, but the horsemanship has to be there to take care of the horse. The horse himself has to keep maturing and keep moving forward, and not just have hit his peak at 2. And the pressure, a lot of times you put your dreams before what's best for the horse, and you end up kind of ruining that potential. So as political or corny as it may sound, you really have to let the horse take you there. One can dream all you want, and so far Ferocious has done everything on his own. We don't really crank him in the mornings. That's why we were a little upset about his work on the Oklahoma, going in 59-1 the week before the race. The horse kind of got away from the rider a little bit, a la funny side before the Belmont, and It wasn't ideal to do that going into the Belmont. But we don't really crank on them, and we really want him to come along and develop, because the ultimate goal is a 3- and 4-year-old campaign. So all this is gravy, but you've still seen horses run real big in this race, top 3, and go on and win some classics. Even his daddy, Good Magic, won this race and was 2nd and 3rd in 2 of the classics. So I don't look too much into it. You know what I mean? I remember for a long time a favorite couldn't win the Derby, and then a bunch of them did. So it's just one of those things where, it's great to talk shop and go over cool facts, but you still got to have the horse, and hopefully Ferocious is that horse.
Well, all the best on Friday, all the best beyond Friday, and all the best for not only Ferocious but all the future endeavors, Ramiro. It's great to see you back with another real serious racehorse. So all the best, and thanks for coming on Past the Wire TV.
Thank you, my brother.